This is Hoodies. It's a family affair. That sound like trash. Good thing we wasn't recording. Unless we are. Alright. Let me stop playing around. It's a family affair. I don't sound right. It's a family affair. That was a little better. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this thing, you know what I'm saying? Are we back? 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 Hey, are we back? 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 Hey, yeah, we back. Welcome back to another dope session of Hoodies the Podcast. I'm the host, the God Rashidi, coming at you live from the Skill Suite. Maybe not so live, but we coming at you. Yo, let's put one in the ear for Hoodies the Podcast. Word. Who's this interrupting me while I'm practicing my kung fu? Alright, I'll get back with them. Check it, man. Before we get into anything, happy belated born day to my second born. My second born is now 29. I'm proud of the man that he's becoming. I'm proud of all my sons. I can say that about all my sons. I'm proud of the men that they're becoming. You know, who will go through some struggles and a couple things and come back even more stronger and equipped for what's next. You know what I'm saying? Suppose it's in the blood. But and since I'm there, man, happy born day to everybody who's got a born day today. And his born day is not today. It's happy belated. This was on the 8th. But since we're on that, like I said, happy born day to anybody who's got a born day today. Whether you're new here or you've been here a while, I salute you. More life. Well, new life, more life. All that good stuff, man. Also would like to give a shout out to my sister. Not that it's her born day or belated born day or whatever. Just wanted to shout out my sister Tiandria. You know what I mean? She's just on my mind right now. Every time we talk on the phone, and it wasn't today, we talked a few days ago. It's always wonderful talking to her. She's extremely intelligent. Man, we laugh like crazy. We got a lot in common. We see a lot of things the same. And you know, there's an age difference. We just click. It's great. Our relationship has really grown throughout the years. We didn't grow up together, but we've been keeping in touch for some years. And I especially love when we end our conversations with, "I'm here if you need me. I love you, bro." And if only she knew what that does. Because I love her too, man. And I'm appreciative of her. So yeah, shout out to my sister, man. Shout out to Tia. So but yeah, moving right along. Shout out to anybody who's lost a loved one. You know what I mean? My heart goes out to you, someone whom you've respected. I don't care if it was today, just recently. I don't care if it was 50 freaking years ago, man. I'm sorry for your loss, man. It seems that, you know, when we lose a loved one, it's almost like a piece of us goes with them sometimes. And maybe it's initially. And I have suffered loss of a family member once before. So I do know from that bit of experience that the memories do live with you. So it's like that person, their spirit is still with you. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, my condolences go out to anyone who's lost a loved one. In the entertainment world, the music world in particular, Sly from Sly and the Family Stone has transitioned. This didn't just happen today. This is not new news. It's just the first time I'm talking about it here. He transitioned at 82, one of the most influential, groundbreaking musicians of the late 60s and early 70s, who smashed the boundaries of rock, pop, funk, and soul. You understand? They say he changed funk forever. He fused groove, soul, and psychedelia into something bold and alive. He integrated in sound and spirit. The band broke every rule. His influence is everywhere funk has gone and everywhere it's still going. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Sly Stone. of the legendary Sly and the Family Stone. Once again, he transitioned at 82. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a moment of silence for all of our loved ones who are no longer in this dimension, who has transitioned, right? All the loved ones whom's not talked about on our timeline. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the late great Sly Stone from Sly and the Family Stone. A moment of silence, man. Word. And listen, my moment of silences aren't just for celebrities. That's just whenever I feel compelled to do one. Yeah. So, and I'll leave it at that. I ain't gonna make that deeper than what it is. So, before we go any further in the intro and move on to the meat of the situation, how's everybody doing, man? Everybody good? You know what I'm saying? How's everybody's mental? How's your heart? You know what I mean? How y'all feel? Once again, I want to thank everybody for showing me love, sending me warm energy, all those good things, man. I appreciate it as I continue to send out some good, warm energy out to y'all as well, man. Word, some good energy out to you. That's how that works around here. You know, once again, if you're not good, I'm gonna need you to get good. I know it's easier said than done. I know it's easy for me to say, but take it from somebody who's going through things, hardships, some struggles, things of that nature. And there's only two options. You know what I mean? And that's make it and make it. And the road to both of them, it's not easy at all. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you if you're going through a thing, but you're still showing up. Just keep continuing, to show up, man. Dead ass. Word. So if there's nothing else, shout out to everybody going through a thing. Everybody going through something, man. So I ain't going to take up too much more of your time with the intro. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. I'm interested to see where this goes. Got a lot of stuff up here, man. A lot of stuff. A lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it, man. All right? Let's do it. Yeah. All right. So check it. I do indeed have some video, some media to share. And once again, I'm hoping I don't get flagged. But before I get into it, I just want to talk about something real quick. And yes, it does involve mental health. That's where we at. That's where I'm at. And I'm taking y'all, so that's where we at. So listen, this is June, right? And June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, June being Mental Health Awareness Month, for being honest with you, I see it the same way I see Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, all these days. Every day is Mother's Day, Father's Day, and things of that nature, right? So every day is Men's Mental Health Awareness Day or month or whatever. It's Mental Health Awareness Day, month, whatever, for everybody. But let's go along with it, okay? This month, okay, is about shining light on mental battles men face, breaking the silence around it. Men between 40 and 49 have the highest suicide rates, yet the least likely to ask for help. Society taught them to tough it out instead of talking it out. Depression, anxiety, burnout, loneliness, men feel all of it. They're just less likely to say it. Struggling doesn't make you weak as a man. Speaking up does not make you soft. So with that, check on the men in your life. Check on the men. And listen, we may talk about money fixing problems, things of that nature. Listen, money has its place. Money does fix things. You know what I mean? If you're homeless, money can set you up and put you in some nice digs, get you some decent clothes, take you from, here and there, to and fro. So money is important. Cash really does rule everything around us. Well, not everything, because regardless of the money you got, money can't fix you. It may fix all your external issues, depending on what they are. Right, your rent. If you've always wanted to give, if looking out for loved ones and things of that nature. Money allows you to do that, but it doesn't fix you, regardless of what you have, right? You may think basketball players and other people with some coin may not be feeling nothing. Well, if you a youngin, right, or just a basketball head, let's take the likes of Steph Curry, right? You may think he's a family man, the greatest 3-point shooter the NBA has ever seen. And no, we're not into the NBA section yet, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Not the leader of his team, I believe Draymond Green is, but that's beside the point. Steph Curry, the great Steph Curry. Yes, I said the great Steph Curry. He himself tends to deal with imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? He said before, I'm human. Just like everybody. You have doubts about yourself. You have imposter syndrome at times. You know what I'm saying? Are you doing everything you can to take care of the people that are relying on you? Are you fulfilling your full potential in all different areas? Like, those are daily commitments and daily thoughts that you kind of have to weave through. Now, based off what he said, I'm not necessarily sure if that's imposter syndrome. Not to say that he doesn't deal with it. I was of the belief that imposter syndrome is when you've accomplished something. Now you're in a particular room or sitting at a particular table. Now you've been able to acquire the home, the car. Now you're a part of a circle that you've worked hard and tirelessly to become part of, only to get there and feel like you don't belong there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not worthy of it. I was under the impression that that's imposter syndrome. But feeling like maybe he's not feeling like he's doing enough. That's what that almost sounds like. But that's also a thing. That's also a thing. That's also a part of, mental health. So just when you thought that money and I guess, I don't know if you can call it fame, you could say Steph is a famous basketball player. So I'm not necessarily sure if, well, it's obvious that money and fame is just money and fame. That's got nothing to do with our mental. But then it does, because you had to discipline yourself to get there, to get to where you want to go, to get to that level, to practice and put in the work and the discipline to get to a level, right? But that's still totally different from the things that we deal with in here and in here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to play a clip for you. This is the media that I was talking about, from the late and great, one of the original kings of comedy, the late great brother Richard Pryor. Check this out.
I never felt connected to anything or anybody, and I never knew how to love, especially myself. I didn't know about that. I'm a romantic person. I like to be romantic, but I don't necessarily like being in love, because I really don't understand that.
You don't like being loved?
No, being loved was real hard. When my mates would love me back, we'd have real difficulty. And drugs for me was a panacea. It removed all the pain, all the questions, all the doubt. It made me feel sure of myself. Even when I wasn't, I felt like I knew I could go on forever. And then at a point, the drugs didn't work anymore. It just got to a point where it just was misery, depression, down, to this vacuum. Hell. If there's a hell, I've been there. There is a hell. And the devil turned out to be me. Turned out to be yourself. Because I thought about, at one point, look at the opportunity I've been given to do so much. And whatever I end up doing, I got a bass pipe in my hand and fifth of Cavassier in the other. In a room all alone by myself. Loving no one and doubting if anyone loved me. No matter what you are or who you are and what you do, there's a you that you must deal with eventually.
Shout out to the legacy and the memory of the late great brother Richard Pryor. Dropped some jewels in there. From what I understand, Richard Pryor was born in a whorehouse. Says a lot about his mom and his father. I ain't gonna act like I know his whole background, so I can imagine his level of feeling like he's not enough, doubting if people loves him. But there's a lot of things he said in there. He talked about the panacea, about drugs being his panacea. And based off how he explained what panacea is, pretty much tells you what it's about, right? Religion can be a panacea, that cure all, that fix all. Let me see if I can break that down a little bit more. Let me see if I can break that down a little bit more. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Drugs can be a panacea. It's like taking the one thing that seems to promise that everything will be okay, make everything better, give you eternal life or whatever. It's like if somebody was to give you a pill or something like that. If somebody gave you a pill that promises eternal life, you know what I'm saying? Well, I would advise you not to take the pill because it's a panacea. It's a false remedy that claims to solve everything. You know what I'm saying? Not even religion is that. A lot of folk would like to think that it is. I am of the belief that it is not. It is not a cure-all. It is not a remedy for everything. Neither is alcohol, neither is drugs, right? Money can't fix it. Religion can't fix Jesus, Allah. The only person who can save you, us, is us. And just like Richard Pryor said, right? It doesn't matter who you are, who you think you are, or what you do. It don't matter. At some point, you got to deal with you. I believe he was on that H. That's one of the hardest drugs. You know what I'm saying? He was on that H, heroin. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a cure-all. Doesn't matter. You can shoot up as much as you want, drink, fuck. Sex is a drug. It don't matter. None of it fixes what's going on in here, because once you sober up, it's still there. Food is a drug. There's some folk who's morbidly obese right now because they've drowned themselves in comfort food. And the problems are still there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of folk who are running around here looking for external ways of fixing what's going on the inside. You know? I'm sure everybody who's watching this right now has been guilty of such things. I know I have. Dead ass. Even right now. I've had in the past a real bad habit of explaining myself to people who really don't give a shit in the first place. Explaining who I am. Trying to get people to understand who I am, who really don't give a shit about who I am or what I'm really about. You know what I'm saying? I've fallen into the trap of comparing myself to other folk. You know, thinking I should be further along in life based off what I see them have. I've been guilty of that. Yeah, I've even dealt with, being validated. You know? When, we all know validation starts and stops with us. But there's this part of us all, including myself, that for whatever funky ass reasons, it seems that it don't slap the same unless other people see it too. Our mother, father, folk we want to impress. There's a constant affirming, I don't need that shit. Because I don't. You don't need it either. We don't need it either. We're searching far and wide for validation, acceptance, and all these things. When, in fact, at the end of the day, the only person we need to validate us is staring back at you in the mirror. The only person that's coming to save anybody, me, you, anybody, is you, me, us. You know what I mean? I don't care who you got. I don't care who you think is in your corner. Until you deal with you, fam. Until you deal with you. Because at some point you're going to have to. You're going to have to. You know what I'm saying? And look, I keep getting quotes and things from stars and athletes because, I mean, it slaps a little different when you hear people who are in positions say they got the coin that could fix a lot of things in your life. And it's listen, drugs can be a panacea, religion, money. There is no cure-all. Especially for what's going on up in there. Woo. Check this out, y'all.
Like, bro, that's not a normal, successful man's life to sit up in the house like that. Like, you gotta find good people. And us three can be good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's not, that's not sustainable,
like, no
bro.
disrespect to what y'all got going on. I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro.
I would say this. It's a 100%, bro. It's so okay to be tired,
like,
though.
I got, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't got nothing left. You ain't got nothing left to give
I'll
people.
tell you this, bro. I'll be it. Like, whatever you need, dog. Like, if you just want to talk, like, I for sure can't hoop with you. I'll go out there and pass that hoe. Like, what we're saying is, bro, like, we want to be those people. Bringing you here wasn't about this. I wanted to talk basketball and hoops. But, dog, folks love you, dog. Nobody want to see you go through this.
I got me a Beasley jersey out the motherfucking house. Because I was down here when he got drafted.
I think the thing is, man, like so many times as black men, we are asked because of talent to carry everybody. We are not made to carry everybody. Black women are asked to carry everybody. They are not made.
See, now you see brother Michael Beasley. See that right there? And by the way, Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson just had a pay-per-view 1v1 with the winner walking away with $100,000. Yo, I hope that shit grows legs. I hope a lot of, well, I don't know. I don't know if I would like for current NBA players to participate in that because you run the risk of injury. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how like you've got some players who will probably like a season or 2 or 3 removed from the NBA and still in some decent kind of shape? I want to see more of that. I would like to see more of that. But anyway, I just wanted to say that was dope. If y'all seen it, you see what I'm talking about. I thought that was fire. I thought that was genius. Pay-per-view 1v1, man, come on. Man, imagine if Allen Iverson could still play. D. Wade and all of them. Word. Imagine if Kobe was still here. Anyway, he probably wouldn't do it anyway. Anyway, it's beside the point. Let me get back to the situation. But look at brother Michael Beasley, man. See, that's a result of, Mark goes out to that brother, man. Dead ass. To be, you know what I mean? To have like no space left for trust. You know what I mean? And you can see it's eating at the brother. You can see it's eating at him. That's why safe spaces are extremely important. That's why right there. That's why you gotta fix the mentals. You know what I mean? That's why the suicide rate is so much higher among men. Listen, man, listen. Right now, there are 444,536 suicides already in 2025. You know what I'm saying? And we're just 6 months in. And 75 to 80% of these suicides are male. You know? I'm not saying women don't go through hardships or, you know what I mean, suffer depression and things of that nature. But, you know, with all due respect, women do tend to get a little bit of, I'm trying to find the right word. There seems to be more platforms available for women to express themselves. It seems to be more common, whereas safe spaces for men, it's a rarity. Not only that, watch a woman on social media crying. Oh man, we got to look out for the sister, and should. It's not quite the same when you catch a man who by the way shouldn't be doing all that shit on social media anyway. What Tyrese did, I get it. I think Dwight Howard, I get it. I wouldn't take to social media and start crying and things of that nature. I get it. I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. But what I'm saying is when a woman does it, it seems to garner sympathy, right? As it should, and help. Whereas with men, it don't slap the same. Men are looked at as soft and weak. And so, and see, we're taught this at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Man up, suck it up. And in some cases, we should man up and suck it up. Quit fucking whining. There's a time and place for that. There's a time to suck it up and man up and just get through some shit and soldier on. Save all that crying for fucking later. Push through it. Yes, there's a time and place for that. There's also a time and place to be vulnerable. There's also a time and place to say, you know what? I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Fellas, it's alright to cry, man. Again, I wouldn't advise doing it on social media. I wouldn't advise doing that. Right? But I would advise if you need to walk down to your basement. Listen, if you need to walk in your room and stuff your head in your pillow, let that shit out, fam. Do yourself a favor and the people around you a favor and let it out. Whew. And I know it's going to feel good. You know? That's why I'm always talking so much about doing shadow work and things of that nature. Time's ticking. That's why I talk about it so much. You know? You steady looking for good people. Be a good person. But I'm of the belief that we gotta go inside. Man, I've been on it. And oh man, I have some moments when it's like, ugh. I feel uncomfortable because I don't like that part of me right there. But I got to deal with it, man. You got to do the work. Once again, Brother Richard said, at some point, I don't care who you are or what you do, or who you think you are. At some point, you got to deal with you. You got to deal with you. For real. I've said before that 75 to 80% of those suicides are men. Despite growing awareness around mental health, many men still suffer in silence due to stigma, fear of vulnerability, or lack of safe support. This data paints a tragic picture of the hidden crisis many men are facing behind closed doors. From financial stress, suppressed emotional trauma, the burden becomes too much for some to carry. It's not just numbers. It's lives, sons, brothers, fathers, friends. We need to stop telling men to man up and start telling them that they're allowed to feel, break down, and ask for help. Because being strong also includes being human. Sure. My version of manning up is doing the work. Nah, I ain't even gonna hold you. Manning up is doing the work. So when I say man up, I get it. But when I say man up, I'm saying Do the fucking work. I'm saying I know it hurts. I'm saying I know it's uncomfortable and awkward. I'm saying I know it's easier to call up something and smash. I know it's easier to roll up something and smoke. I know it's easier to take a cork, open up a wine bottle, and drink. That's easier. It's easier than... That's not manning up, by the way. That's not manning up. That's covering shit up. And might I add, we all going through things, right? But I got to give it to myself. I'm really proud of me. There was a time when, excuse me, there was a time when if I was going through something, I would use that as an excuse to drink more, as an excuse to smoke more, as an excuse to become low-key self-destructive. Yeah, dead ass. So I'm proud of me because when I say it's a thing of the past, it's definitely a thing of the past. I would drink like if I'm keeping it funky. I would that stress, that struggle will become a masking session. I would mask it with drinking, smoking, smashing, things of that nature. So I'm proud of you, Rashidi. Staying the course and doing the work. The God's doing the work. The God Rashidi's doing the work. Word. Also wanted to show y'all this too right here. Check this out.
You could do therapy with insurance?
Yeah. They got insurance, bro. Yeah.
Never
You
knew
can
that.
hit your insurance and they'll give you a list of therapists, list of providers.
Never knew that.
A lot of people don't.
I
Who would
never
tell
knew
you
that.
that?
Nobody.
Exactly. But it's a couple of ways. If you're working, they got this thing called the EAP program, Employee Assistance Program. Go to your employer and say, hey, my mental ain't right. I'm dealing with a lot of things. It's just not feeling good for me. They'll give you an EAP. You can go and see a therapist for 12 weeks. I've done some amazing work with people in 12 weeks. We didn't renovate the house, but we found out that the floorboards was rusted. You know what I'm saying? And we got a good number to a contractor to help us put new floorboards in. Another way is community health centers. Sometimes they have mental health resources. Sometimes it's subsidized. Sometimes it's free. You can walk in. You're dealing with anxiety, depression, PTSD, postpartum depression, just a number of health afflictions, mental health afflictions. They can help you through that. Sometimes group therapy is cheaper than individual therapy. And you just hit on something. You was like, man, sometimes I got to talk around a group of my peers and know I'm not the only one. Yeah, sometimes you got to process complicated shit in a group. So you can hear other perspectives and you can, keep what works for you and throw away what doesn't.
So I'm going to keep it funky with you. I never heard of that before. And I know y'all heard the man, but let me go ahead and dig a little bit deeper, right? EAP, the Employment Assistance Program, right? There's a lot of stuff, but it's an employee benefit that's separate from any other benefit and is provided by the employer. No, they aren't mandatory. You know what I'm saying? However, some would say it's in both the company and the employee's best interest, to have a program like that. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with some serious shit. So EAPs, it's just like therapy. They aim to deal with personal issues before they negatively impact the employee's work or overall well-being. You know what I'm saying? The AP offers typically short-term counseling, refers to mental health, substance abuse, treatment, and other resources like legal or financial assistance. Right? Services are genuinely confidential and protected by law, employer sponsored. You know what I'm saying? And the type of issues, once again, is mental health concerns, substance abuse, family issues, workplace stress and conflict, financial and legal matters, grief and loss, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And the benefits is the obvious. It can improve employee productivity, morale, overall organizational health by addressing issues that might otherwise lead to decreased performance and absenteeism. I strongly encourage that. Tap into that. I never heard of that before in my life, man. Word. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is every month. But mental health it's so serious of a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and rock with that. Only I'm gonna keep rocking with it every month. You know what I'm saying? Got to get that noodle check. Do the work. There's no substitute for not doing it. You know, continue to set those boundaries, which is what happens the more you tap into you. The more you tap into you, the more you get to love you. See, that's where a lot of it starts. There's a lack of self-love going around. A whole lot of it. If we loved who we saw when we looked in the mirror, we just may think twice before taking, a corkscrew and opening up another bottle of wine. Shout out to everybody who's going through a thing. Shout out to everybody who's, as I always say, dealing with things that don't nobody else know about. For the folk who's brave enough to walk away from situations that no longer serve them. When you see thugs, you know what I'm saying, moving the way they move on the corner, the way they look at you when you look at them, ready to scrap off something so small, those are just dudes who ain't get enough hugs when they was a kid. I've said it once, I say it again. That's what it all comes down to. There's a deficiency there. And the rough exterior is just to keep people away. You know what I'm saying? Get past all that. There's a vulnerable individual who's been let down a shitload of times. Who's probably been told, probably by the people whom they wanted love from, told them they wasn't shit. It wasn't going to be shit. Probably because they wasn't shit. It was probably projected on them and they still can't let that shit go. Can't trust nobody. And listen, it don't matter. Money, no money. There's no substitute for fixing what's going on up in there. Dead ass. There's no substitute. So I wish you well on your journey. Do not take the pill that cures all. There's no such thing. Once again, the only person that can cure you, the only person that's coming to save you is the person that's looking back at you in the mirror. I care not what you believe. It means nothing to me. It means nothing. You got to do the work. And if you believe all that you believe about, your deity and this, that, and the third, then, well, use it somehow as a tool to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? There's no substitute, man. Who you are and what you're going through ain't written somewhere. You are one of one. Nobody can fix it. Only you. Take that with you. I don't know who needs to hear this. Perhaps we all do. Dead ass. Yeah, I get it. I get a lot of it, but the work still needs to be done. And that's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, man. Talk to someone. Get some help. And speaking of suicide, in every city, there's a 800 number that you can call. I advise you to look into that. First of all, if you're looking for a hotline, a suicide prevention hotline, I commend you. I salute you for even taking that route. That shows awareness, right? But take this with you. And not that I doubt the representative who will pick up when you call, right? Just know that tomorrow just simply wouldn't be the same without you. It wouldn't be the same. I'm not going to pretend like I know what it's like to want to take my own life. But trust me when tomorrow will not be the same without you. Please. Call someone. Talk to someone. All right? We need you here. Don't give up. Dead ass, don't give up. Word. All right, time's a ticking. time's a ticking. My next client is in 25 minutes. So yeah, man. Game 1 and 2, the finals has already popped off, with the Pacers getting 1 and Oklahoma winning game 2. So the series is 1-1. Listen, man, it ain't really a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? It's just with the Pacers. Number one, why they always got to be down 20 points to come alive? But I guess it's better to come alive late than to not come alive at all. The Pacers, that's one of those teams to where you can never let your guard down, man. You got to stay on your square with them because they don't quit. You know what I'm saying? They up and down, up and down, up and down. You know what I'm saying? They even run back when they make a shot. You know what I'm saying? Always ready. But I still believe that Oklahoma City is going to take care of this. It's going to take care of them. Let's see, the first 2 were in Oklahoma, the next 2 were in Indiana. So we'll see if that plays a difference with the Pacers having home court advantage. I think we saw Tyrese Halliburton limping after the last game, so hopefully that's not a factor. That would suck. So a lot of people talking about how the ratings of the finals is going down, and I don't think it's basketball. Like the NBA. I don't think, so the NBA is falling short on a couple things. Number one, you don't see the cup on the floor. Have you seen a cup, like the cup on the floor? What's the name of the trophy? I can't think of it. When's the last time that's been on the floor? In this finals. I don't even think I remember seeing it on the uniforms. I don't know, it doesn't feel final-ish. That would probably be my only thing. Anything other than that, I would say that a lot of people just in their feelings because the big names aren't in it. LeBron's not in it. Steph Curry's not in it. Giannis and Durant and all these other big names. I don't bother me none because it's time for a shift. It's time for that, man. I mean, all things change. There's not a lot to say. I will call up Lil Bro, but I'm pressed for time. I got to get off of here. So next episode, there isn't much to say. There isn't much to say outside of the huge leads. It's not like there's a back and forth lead change. You know what I'm saying? So, right now I still got Oklahoma winning the series. So we'll see, man. That's almost about it. I think I had a little bit more news to give. For example, Tom Thibodeau, the ex-New York Knicks coach that was just fired not too long ago, I think last week. That's it. It says anonymous player didn't feel like he could play for Tom Thibodeau if he returned next season, per Vince Goodwill. I don't know who that is. A couple of players felt like Thibodeau played the starters too many minutes and felt like he had an inability to adjust, sources said. And another player said that he didn't feel like he could play for Thibodeau if, again, the coach returned next season. So maybe the players were complaining or something like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. But that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, that's all I got to say about the finals, man. I don't have a lot to give you. Next episode, it's just not a lot to give you, man. There's only 2 teams still standing. There's not a lot to analyze. There was some talk about SGA or Tyrese Halliburton being superstars yet. Nah, neither one of them. All stars, yes. SGA is an all-star plus an MVP, So superstar, Oklahoma will have to win the chip. Oklahoma win the chip. He will now be a superstar and a pretty decent candidate for face of the league. Deadass. But superstar, I think that's putting too much dip on the brother's chip. Let him go ahead and cook and do his thing. Not to mention, he'll probably be the greatest Thunder player to ever play for that franchise. You know what I'm saying? Because no other team has won a chip. So we'll see. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, that's all I got to say about the finals. Word. right, man, I'm pushing it. It's time to get out of here. I got about 20 minutes now. So I got to break all this stuff down, get ready for my next client. Yeah, man. So once again, sending some good, warm energy to Brother Ozell, who's still in recovery. I also want to point out, because there's been a lot of graduates, both college and school on all levels, from middle, from elementary to middle, from middle to high school, and then those graduating high school. There's been a lot of graduations. A lot of young men I've seen, when it was just yay high to a grasshopper, they graduate in high school now. So I want to send out a congratulations to them. I also want to send out a congratulations to the parents, because these kids didn't do it by themselves. There were times, I know, when youngin needed to be woke up for school. He was dragging. May have felt some type of way because some girl or boy broke their heart. Might feel some type of way because they were being talked about. Maybe lost a couple friends. Maybe got into a fight. Or just dealing with some things. You was right there to say, yo, you know what, babe? You know what, champ? Don't worry about what they say. Or there's other fish in the sea. Or why you care so much about what they say? You don't need them to validate you. You that dude. You him, ain't you? You know what I mean? They didn't do it by themselves, is the point. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to the parents as well. You know what I mean? Once again, rest in peace to Sly Stone. Sorry for the loss of the family and fans. Sorry for your loss. You know what I mean? And anybody who's lost a loved one. Shout out to you once again if you got a born day today, whether you fresh out the womb or been here a while. Thank y'all once again for listening to me babble. Thank you for your likes, your subs, and your shares. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? This show would be nothing without y'all. And even though it's not a lot of y'all who's liking and commenting and all that, I appreciate the ones who are. You dig? So thank you, man, for watching. This has been real. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Shout out once again to anybody who's going through a thing, that nobody else knows about, but you keep showing up, man. Word up. Shout out to everybody who's involved in spiritual work. Shout out to all mentors. Shout out to everybody who's just getting active, getting involved. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those brave enough to break the curses, break the generational traumas and things of that nature, man. It's nasty work out here, but it's necessary. It's necessary. You know what I mean? And don't fall for the magic pill that's going to fix everything. That's Panacea. You are the Panacea. You are here to fix you. You are here to fix you. Be inspired. Be inspired and get to work. I'm the God Rashidi. You know what I'm saying? And this is Hoodies, man. Peace. Hey. This is Hoodies.